Hello my dear friends, I'm happy to welcome you in my new author's tutorial on beaded brooch creation. Here you can see its front side, and that's the back side of this brooch. I invite you to observe the material we'll use in this tutorial and to the tutorial itself. This tutorial will be based on the example of this violet brooch. That's why I will show you the material necessary for it. First, we'll need a rivoli, size 14 millimeters. Here you can see the details. If you like, you can use the same one. The next thing we'll need are bicones, size 3 millimeters, in the amount of 18. Then we'll need round beads, size 3 millimeters, also in the amount of 18. Here you can see their details. We'll also need 4 millimeter round beads, also in the amount of 18. Then we'll need round beads size 5 millimeters in amount of 18 as well. Here you can see the details. We'll also need to use seed beads. In my case it's pink color. It's galvanized Toho beads, size 15, number PF553. Then we'll need to use delica beads. In my case they are silver beads. I've lost the number, that's why I can't say exactly which one. And we'll also need 18 beads of violet color of size 11. We'll use them only here between the round beads in the last row. We'll also need a clasp, a piece of cardboard, leather or suede to put to the back side of the brooch, and also a piece of felt, diameter 2.8 centimeters. So you'll get such a brooch in the result of our tutorial, and let's get it started. To begin with, we pick up 36 delica beads size 11 and pass the needle through all the beads towards the top, like this. Pull the thread and we've got such a ring in the result. Now I'll offer you a new method of fixing the thread. Of course, we're going to make mosaic beading and the next steps are going to be standard, but I would like to show you the new method of fixing this thread without making knots. So instead of making knots, let's move the needle through 3 more beads. In fact, the thread is already fixed at this stage. In the same time, our ring has the same tension of a thread all around the circle. Maybe it's not quite clear right now, but later it will be quite clear for you what I mean. So I just recommend you to do the same way. So try to use such a method which I'm showing. So pick up 1 silver bead, skip the next bead after the thread and pass the needle through the next one. And pull the thread. Again pick up 1 silver bead, skip the bead which comes next and pass the needle through the next one. So that we've got as a result such a mosaic 1, 2, 1, 2. So you need to interchange the beads in the same way. So pick up 1 more bead, skip another and pass the needle through the next one. So it's going to be the second bead. Continue the same way up to the end of the row and then we'll continue together. So we've reached to the end of the row, picked up for the last time 1 silver bead and pass the needle through the first bead at the beginning of the row and the next after it. Then pull the thread and now you see that the ring is quite equal. Of course the shape maybe is not ideal, but anyway, in next steps we will correct it. So pick up 1 pink bead, size 15, pass the needle through the next corner bead, it's delicate bead. And again 1 pink bead through the next delicate. And one more time, pick up 1 pink bead size 15 and pass the needle through the next silver bead. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time, picked up 1 pink bead and pass the needle through delicate and the first pink bead. Pull the thread. So we've got such a shape. From one side, the circle is going to be a bit tight. Then let's move to the next part. You need to pass the needle through 3 delicates this way. And we need to make the same steps as we were doing now. You need to pick up 1 pink bead each time passing through the next delicate bead. So pick up 1 pink, pass the needle through the delicate. And again 1 pink bead through the next delicate. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. In such a way, we're going to have ideal detail. From both sides, it will look the same. So we reached to the end of the row. For the last time, picked up pink bead, pass the needle through this delicate bead and the next pink bead after it. Pull the thread. So you can see such a ring, which we've got as a result. Now, pick up 1 bead size 15 and pass the needle through pink bead each time. Again, pick up pink bead, pass the needle through the next pink bead, pull the thread. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. Then we'll go on together. So we've reached to the end of the row, picked up pink bead for the last time, pass the needle through the pink bead at the beginning, 3 delicates and the next pink bead, but on the other side. So that's we've got as a result a so-called plate, and that's going to be our holder for the rivoli. We need to take the rivoli, insert inside this detail face down. After this, we need to pick up pink bead each time and pass through the next pink bead. Pull the thread. Again, pick up pink bead, pass the needle through the next pink bead. And let's check. That's the front part, as we can see now. It's a bit shaken, but we are working over that. So after we finish the row, this rivoli is not going to be shaken anymore. So continue up to the end of the row, and then we go on together. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time, picked up pink bead, pass the needle through the first pink bead at the beginning of the row and the first pink bead after it, and pull the thread well. And now you can see that the rivoli is not shaking anymore and it has its holder. Now we continue. Pick up 5 beads of pink color and pass the needle, skipping these 2 corner beads, and pass the needle through the third one. Pull the thread. And again, pick up 5 pink beads. Again, skip 2 corner beads after the thread and pass the needle through the third one. Pull the thread. Check everything. The thread shouldn't be confusing. That's what we've got now. And we repeat the same steps. Pick up 5 pink beads. skip the first bead after the thread and 2 more after it, and pass the needle through the third corner bead. And again pick up 5 pink beads and pass the needle through the third corner bead. And one more time, 5 beads, pink color, pass the needle through the third corner bead. And again 5 pink beads and pass the needle through the third corner bead. It's going to be the first bead at the beginning of the row. And also pass the needle through 3 more beads out of 5. And we've got such a detail. Now pick up 2 beads, again pink color, and pass the needle through the middle bead out of 5. Pull the thread and again pick up 2 pink beads and pass the needle through the middle pink bead out of 5. And again 2 pink beads and through the middle bead out of 5. Again 2 pink beads through the middle out of 5. And again 2 pink beads, pass the needle through the corner bead, the middle bead out of 5. And again pick up 2 pink beads and pass the needle through the first bead and through 2 more beads in this direction, through these 2 beads which are pink, and the first delica after them. Pull the thread now. And now you see such a star at the back part of our rivelet. Now pass the needle through this delica bead and now we're going to make a very beautiful thing. You need to pick up 1 delica and pass the needle through the single bead. You see 1, 2, 1, 2, and you need to pass the needle now through this single bead, which you can see. Again 1 delica, skip these 2 beads and pass the needle through this single bead. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. So you will get the row of corner beads, and then we'll go on together. We've reached to the end of the row, picked up delica bead for the last time, and pass the needle through the first delica at the beginning and through the first corner bead. Pull the thread. Now pick up 3 pink beads, pass the needle through the next corner bead. Pull the thread. Again pick up 3 pink beads and pass through the next delica. So we've got such corners, such triangles. You need to continue the same way up to the end of the row, picking each time 3 pink beads and passing through delica bead. So we reached to the end of the row. For the last time, pick up 3 pink beads Pass the needle through the first bead and 2 pink beads after it. Pull the thread. So we've got such a detail right now. It looks quite nice right now, so if you like, you can even make earrings of such a form. Just add the ear wire and you will have earrings. But today we are making a brooch, so let's go on. Pick up delicate bead, pink bead size 15 and 1 silver delicate bead. And pass the needle through the next middle bead out of 3. Again, pick up delicate, pink, delicate, pass the needle through the corner bead, the middle out of 3. Pull the thread, and again, delicate, pink, delicate, pass the needle through the middle bead out of 3. Continue the same way up to the end of the row, and then we go on together. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time, pick up delicate, pink, delicate, pass the needle through the first bead, 15 size, then through delicate and the middle pink bead. Pull the thread. So such a detail we've got right now. And we go on, pick up 2 beads size 15, 1 delicate and 2 beads size 15. Pass the needle through the middle pink bead. Then 2 pink beads, 1 delicate, 2 pink beads. And through the next pink bead. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. Every time pick up 2 pink, 1 delicate, 2 pink beads. And pass the needle through the middle bead every time. So then we'll continue together. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time, pick up 2 pink delicate, 2 pink beads, pass the needle through the first bead at the beginning of the row, 2 more pink beads and the middle delicate, and then delicate, pink, delicate, pink, delicate, and pass through the corner bead, and again delicate, pink, delicate, pink, delicate, and pass the needle through the next delicate bead. It's the corner bead. Again, delicate, pink, delicate, pink, delicate, and again pass the needle through the corner bead. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. So we've reached to the end of the row. Picked up delicate, pink, delicate, pink, delicate. Pass the needle through the 2 delicates, pink and delicate, and here we can see such a shape. It can have a wavy form, but that's not a problem right now. Pick up 4 delicates, pass the needle through the corner bead. Again 4 delicates, pass the needle through the next middle delicate. The same way you need to go on up to the end of the row. It can have a wavy form, but it has to twist to the downside. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time, pick up 4 delicates, pass the needle through the first bead at the beginning and 4 more beads after it. So we've got such a plate as a result. Here the main part of our brooch is going to be finished, and we are going to make the beading and decoration. From this detail we're going to have such a beautiful brooch. I will show you how to make it. Now you need to leave the thread and don't touch it. After some moment I will tell you which one. But we need to fix it. That's why. Pass the needle through the beads which I'm showing you to this direction. You need to pass the needle through some triangles. Go to one direction, here, to upwards, to the downside. So 2-3 triangles, and you can leave the thread. It's going to be fixed right now, and the work is not going to be spoiled. Now you need to use monofiber thread. Here you can see that the thread comes out of this middle bead. I folded the thread in the middle, and in fact I have 2 threads in my needle. In this way it will be stronger. Pick up bicone size 3 mm and pass the needle through the middle bead out of 3. And our bicone gets inside this shape between the beads. Again bicone and pass the needle through the middle bead out of 3. So you can see that bicones get inside such holes. Continue the same way up to the end of the row, picking up one bicone each time and passing the needle through the next corner bead. After this, we will go on together. So we've reached to the end of the row. The top row is going to be folding a bit. Now pick up bicone for the last time, pass the needle through the first pink bead at the beginning of the row, then through the silver and the first pink bead this way. Pull the thread. Now we need to make the second row. It will consist of beads, round beads, 3 mm. Pick up one round bead and pass the needle through the next corner bead. Pull the thread. Again pick up the bead and pass the needle through the next pink bead between our delicas. Pull the thread. So these round beads get inside their holes. Again pick up 3 mm round bead and pass the needle through the next corner bead. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time pick up one round bead size 3 mm, pass the needle through the first pink bead at the beginning of the row, and check that the beads are standing in the right position. So pass the needle through 2 pink beads, pull the thread and pass the needle through this corner bead, which is delicate. Now let's use the round bead size 4 mm and pass the needle through the next delicate bead. Again take the bead of 4 mm and pass through the next corner bead. So between each bead of 3 mm we've got the bead of 4 mm. Continue up to the end of the row this way. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time pick up one bead size 4 mm, pass the needle through the first bead at the beginning of the row and through the next bead after it, it's delicate bead. Then through the pink bead and the next delicate. Pull the thread. Check everything. You need to make sure that all the beads are standing in the right position and the thread is not confused. So we continue. Pick up one round bead size 5 mm and pass the needle through the next corner bead. Again, pick up one round bead size 5 millimeters and pass the needle through the next corner bead. So we are working now over the final row. Again, pick up one round bead size 5 millimeters and pass the needle through the next delica in the middle. So each of the round bead gets between the previous row beads. In fact, it's a kind of mosaic beading. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time, pick up one round bead size 5 millimeters and pass the needle through the first bead at the beginning and the first bead after it. It's round bead. Here the brooch is getting its shape, and actually we are going to finish it soon. That's the front and the back side. Pick up one bead size 11 and pass the needle through each of the round beads. It's a decorative row, and we use these beads in order to hide such holes which we have between our beads. As for me, it looks much better if we do it than if we leave these holes without the beads. So after inserting seed beads between the round 5 millimeter beads, we will get the ideal shape of our brooch. So when you have finished adding the beads, here the work is going to be over and we are going to make the back side of the brooch. So now we are starting our work over the back side of the brooch. To make it, we need to move the thread out of the middle bead out of 4. Here you can see them. So the thread comes out of the second bead. Pick up 3 pink beads and pass the needle through these 2 silver beads. They are central beads. Again, pick up 3 pink beads and pass the needle through these 2 silver beads in the middle. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. After this, we go on together. Now I will show you how to make the back side of the brooch. I'll show it to you based on the example of an orange brooch. The matter is that for the pink brooch we need to use a silver clasp, but I don't have it here right now. So we need to make a circle 3 centimeters of a cardboard. Make a circle of a felt 2.5 centimeter diameter and make a little hole in the middle. The felt detail should be a bit smaller than the cardboard detail. Then you need to make 2 holes in the cardboard to insert the clasp inside them. Then join all these parts with a piece of leather or suede. I use suede in my variant of the brooch. Don't forget to join felt with the help of glue, like this, and we go on. So now we need to insert the backside detail inside the brooch, and let's complete the last row of the beading. Pick up 2 delica beads and pass the needle through the middle bead out of 3. Again 2 delicas and through the next middle bead out of 3. Continue the same way up to the end of the row. After this, our brooch is completed. So we've reached to the end of the row. For the last time, pick up 2 brown beads, they're delica beads, and pass the needle through orange, brown, and orange bead. You can go around the circle with the needle one more time to fix it even better, and you've got the result. Such a brooch will ideally complete your look. In fact, you can make different variants of this brooch. For example, you can add one row of seed beads between the round beads in the second row, and then make additional decorative row of beads, as you can see it here, but it's up to you which variant to choose. So there are a huge amount of variations. Here I used bicones, then beads 4 and 5 millimeters. Here beads of 3, 4 and 5. So you can use your imagination and make your own designs based on the basic shape of the brooch. I hope that this tutorial was useful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and the social networks. You will get the notifications of the next tutorials in your mail. If you register on the website, download the free description of the bracelet filled flower. So see you in the next tutorials. Goodbye.